Hello, this is Martin Brossman, KI4CFS, and I want to talk to you about what does it take to get your ham radio license, the beginning level, the technician's license, or amateur radio technician's license. It's real simple. You need to just go ahead and buy this book. Now, there are a lot of other good training programs, but this is sponsored by ARRL. They're the main people fighting for our rights. And just buy the book. It is the study guide for learning about amateur radio. It's filled with all types of great stuff, graphs, charts, explaining things. They work hard to keep it up to date. And then in the back of the book, it has all the test questions that could be asked of you. So basically, there are over 400 test questions, and they're going to pull from these test questions about 35 for you to take. Out of 35 questions they ask, you need to at least get about 26 of them correct. All the questions are in the back and all the answers. So you just fold this over, fold it over like this, and then answer the question, and then confirm yourself. I would make sure you're at least getting about a 90 or above before you sit down to the test. After you pass your test, what's next? Well, you need a radio. Well, no, you don't actually need a radio to talk on. You could use the EchoLink app and sign in with your license. Once you receive it from the FCC, you'll get it in an email, and then you can print it out, frame it on the wall. And EchoLink will let you sign in. Some will say this isn't ham radio because you're talking through an app. My view is whatever is fun for you and get you in the hobby is good. If you hear some naysayers on cheap radios or EchoLink, just write them off as curmudgeons. There are a few curmudgeons in any hobby. Just kind of smile and ignore them and do what you want that makes it fun for you. Least expensive radios, you can get a bunch of them. These are less expensive Chinese radios. They start from about $30 to about $60. And when you get the extra antenna and the connector for your computer to be able to program them, we're talking at least $60 to $90 you've spent. That gets you into the 2-meter 440 repeaters. You want to find a local club and talk to them because there are a lot of great people that will help you online. What's fascinating is the ham radio operators on the airways and in the club will be more helpful than just getting on Facebook or in a chat group sometimes. And I'm not against those, but human beings tend to be a little nicer in person than they are online. So this is the entry level. And what this is transmitting at somewhere between 4 or 5 watts. It's then connecting to a local repeater tower that's also run by great volunteers and people that donate their time, so appreciate them as well. And then that lets you broadcast out over a larger range. So that's the basic concept here. It actually, what it does is when you are listening, you're listening on one frequency, and when you press the button, it's then transmitting on a different frequency that the repeater tower is capturing and then sending out over the listening frequency. Real cool stuff, worth learning. Also, this stuff is very stable, so when your phone lines collapse because there's an emergency and everyone's talking on them, these things will still be working. What's the next level? The next level is something like this. A higher grade radio. This is a little bit over between $300 and $400. This is an ICOM dual band. You can get cheaper ones too. Yaesu has ones as well, and Kenwood. They're all real good, respected brands, and they are better built. I mean, I'll put these together. You can kind of see the difference. This is to look fancy and technical and look well made, and this is just well made. And I love this. This is 2-meter 440, and it is also a D-Star, which you can learn about by Googling on YouTube. I'll put some links in the below, which is a digital aspect of the hobby. That's the beginning level. Then the next level is called HF, and that involves what you think of the longtime hams that had these big radios in their shack and antennas up above their house. That is HF. That price range is going to usually be about I'll say used, if you build everything, maybe $700 up to several $1,000s. And that's a whole nother ball game. Start with this to begin, but if you're passionate about it, I have an HF rig. I have an old ICOM 706 Mark II-G, and it's no longer made, but I love it. And I have a antenna tuner it's actually tuning a wire that goes up over my house between two trees. It's a Carolina Windom 80 antenna special. And then I use a tuner to tune that stuff. So this is a hobby for learning things, but that's the more advanced things to just understand. Jump in, get involved, and ask questions. There are a lot of great people to help. So what's needed? Get the book. Study the book. Study the questions. Learn something. It's fascinating stuff. It's how communication through the airwaves that infuses all aspects of our life works. It's really interesting stuff. Get yourself a radio you can afford. If you buy one of these, $30 with maybe an extra 20 for the connector cables and other things to get going, right on. If you can afford a little fancier one like this, go for it. And then start communicating, start talking to people. I look forward to hearing about your journey. Please make sure to subscribe and click the bell. This is KI4CFS Clear 73. Look forward to hearing that you join the hobby and how you enjoy it. Have a great day. This is Martin Brossman.